morning power up. This is going to be a big one. I've teased this one for at least a day, at least since Thursday. So I've been teasing this one for a while. We're going to be announcing a major update to the program and I want you guys to approach basically everything. So this is going to be a fun one to talk about with you guys. Real quick before we dive in, we have just dropped last night around midnight, early this morning, I guess technically, the AI funnel launch. So I guess it's been a couple weeks now where I sat down and within 24 hours I had launched a complete funnel, a complete front end funnel with everything built completely by AI. The ads, the sales page, I did a lot of the research and all that stuff. The table of contents for the actual product itself, all written by AI. The images for the ads, everything. Ran it, so I had it completely built and launched within 24 hours and had revenue by like hour 32 or something like that. It took Facebook a while to approve the new ads for the new account stuff. Anyways, so that's all there. It's all recorded. You'll have to excuse. There's at least one of the videos where I hit screen share, and it shares the wrong desktop, completely empty desktop, just a little tiny picture of me talking in the corner. That's okay. I'm explaining everything you should see. So there's at least one video like that. So you'll have to excuse that part of the production quality, but everything else should be very helpful. For those of you who have questions about how to build a funnel, how to build a website, how to set up Facebook ads, a lot of those questions are going to be answered inside of those videos where I literally show you on the back end me doing all of that stuff. It's pretty simple stuff. It was pretty cool. It's a fun project. Obviously, the AI copy that it generated was okay. It generated revenue. There were some major changes I would make to it. There's some major improvements I would make to it as a professional copywriter, which is something I may do in a future series based on that same funnel to kind of dial it in. So go take a look at it. Should be cool for you guys who are new and want to know about funnels and all those little things that a lot of you guys have questions about as far as like how you physically build things and stuff like that. So go watch that. So in the meantime, let's talk about the major changes we need to make to the program. So I've been thinking long and hard about what changes I need to encourage you guys to make in order to be more successful with your outreach and with your improvement here in the course. I've thought a lot about your time requirements, thought a lot about the time that you guys actually have here inside of the program, time you have to spend. And I was thinking about the foundational qualities of what is going to determine success for you. And I realized that, first off, let me tell you, here's the challenge. Here's what I want every single one of you in the campus to do this weekend. So starting today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, this is what I want you to do. I want you to completely stop emailing outreach. Completely stop for a whole weekend. Now, this is different. This is weird. So if you're sending emails and you're getting a 20% positive response rate, continue doing that. But unless you are doing that currently, those are your numbers right now, I want you to completely stop sending cold email outreaches completely, entirely. For this reason, because I want you to do something really special instead. So instead of sending your outreaches, I want you to take this weekend and I want you to ponder and figure out a few things. First, I want everyone on the campus, whether you've seen it or not, I want you to review the Advanced Influence course inside of courses. So if you go to courses, there's Beginner Bootcamp, there's General Resources, and kind of down in there somewhere, there's one that's called Advanced Influence. I want you guys to all watch those videos because they're going to give you a deeper insight into the human persuasion process and a deeper insight into what the dynamic is, the psychology is behind your sales outreach. I want everybody to watch that. I don't want anybody who is currently in a Legion to send a single email or single outreach until you have reviewed that. And I want you guys to review that with a specific question in mind. I want you to review that content with a question of, what do I need to do and become so that my outreach is different, so that it makes people are interested in seeing my outreach and people find value and want to engage with my content? What needs to change so that my outreach will be different from everybody else's? What needs to change so that my prospects will be excited to read and engage with my content? And how can I show up in a way that makes them value me? I'll write out a specific question for you guys on the post. But that's what I want you guys to focus on as you review that. I also want you to, because you're going to be able to finish the Advanced Influence course in like a few hours. I want like probably 2 or less, even if you're asking yourself that question. I then want you to review How to Win Friends and Influence People, the classic. I'll put a link to the audio book. There's free versions of it on YouTube you can watch. go and listen to that book. Go and read that. Go and listen to those courses. Watch me talk about the advanced influence stuff, because I've realized that I have had you guys spend so much of your time prospecting. Almost every free second that you have, you're spending prospecting and sending out like mail merge, like 40 prospects a day. And it has stopped a lot of you from being able to actually have enough time to OODA loop and improve, right? That's such a huge time requirement. It's taking you 4 or 5 hours because of just how long it takes to prospect. That is making it way difficult for you guys to actually improve on that. You're spending every single waking brain calorie on that, the actual just performing of 40 outreaches, and you don't have enough time or mental energy to improve your skills, improve your outreach, and OODA loop in a positive way. For the Phoenix students, I've had to one of the things that's been cool about the Phoenix program is I took them and I kind of yanked them out of that cycle and helped them look at their situation from the outside. And they were able to find improvements, and a lot of them were able to make big wins. Like the guys that are posting wins that are getting $500, $600, $800 per win on their first project, which is cool, right? Because they were able to step out and look at it from a detached perspective. And that's what I want you to do this weekend. No outreaches this weekend. As crazy as that might sound, and how you probably would have never expected this, I want you to take this weekend and I want you to think about, I want you to consume that content. I want you to ask yourself, what do I have to do to be different? How can I make sure that my emails are, people want to engage with them, and how can I make it to where they are perceived as value and lead to the sale? And that kind of is going to lead me to the changes to the daily checklist. So we're going to move the number of outreaches from 40 that you need to do once you're in your Legion or outside of the boot camp, even at like those last few stages of boot camp. From 40, we're going to move it down to 20, right? We're going to cut it in half, which is going to massively free up your time. You should still get your prospecting done much faster. You should be able to do that in an hour and a half, maybe. You should be able to spend your time on that prospecting, and then the rest of your time is going to be freed up to do the other items on the daily checklist. And I'm going to add one new item on the daily checklist, and that is, on top of reviewing your fellow students' copy, I want you to take time to either break down a professional piece of copy from your swipe file in depth, and I have a new video mini training on how to break down sales copy and learn from it. I want you guys to use that and do that every single day, at least 15 minutes a day. It's pretty easy to squeeze that in if you're freeing up, let's say, 2 or 3 hours extra from extra prospecting time. So I want you to do that, and I also want you to, it's either that or I want you to review content from the boot camp and find ways to apply it. So it's going to be more time for you guys to improve your actual skill. Because if you spend all your time doing outreach and no time improving your skill, then your outreach is going to suck and the free value you send over is going to suck, right? So you need to find a way to free up some of that time so you can improve your skills enough so you can actually perform well when you're reaching out to these people. So that's a big part of it. Another thing I want to talk about is the idea of the free value template, right? So in the boot camp, I give you a starter template. I'm like, here's a starter template for the free value thing. And so many of you have copied that almost word for word, or have copied that flow or parts of it word for word. I was looking over your site and I came up with an idea. Like, there's so much of that. I've decided to create a free gift. There's so much of that has been so blatantly and just blindly copied, which is fine when you're first starting out. That's kind of natural thing to do. This isn't a blame session. This is just like talking about effects, right? That when people get it, it looks like it's easy for them to categorize you and easy for them to determine that this is probably not going to be valuable for them, right? So they're very quick to dismiss that particular outreach style. Now, I'm not saying don't do free value, and I'm not saying don't do free value, but what I'm going to say is don't do that same method. That template, I would completely kick it out and start from scratch and come up with a brand new idea. Also, when it comes to free value, it's probably a good idea to actually create free value for people before you send it over, and actually just send over the email with the free value if possible. And that should be a lot easier when you're dropping down to 20, at least 10 of them or 5 of them you can actually create the free value for, instead of just saying you have the free value. It's going to massively improve the value, the perceived value of that email. Because if you're a business owner and you get that email and it's the promise of some gift, the value is this. But if it's, hey, I've actually attached it below, which you're going to have to make sure your email is warmed up and there's going to be more content on that to come. But if you can actually attach it or send screenshots or something like that, the value of that email, the value of that interaction goes up, and they're going to be more likely to like and engage with you and trust you and want to hear more about what you have to say. So those are the major updates. So to recap, 1, this weekend, the challenge: no sending of outreach message, nothing, right? Instead, review the advanced influence course, review how to win friends and influence people, all the while asking yourself what needs to change so that you can make your outreach different. You can make it engaging in a positive way and make it something that makes them want to continue to work with you, right? That's the challenge for this weekend. So for the rest of the day, if you're like in the middle of prospecting, stop. If you're going to send out emails, stop. Like obviously, like reply back to someone if they reply to you, or set up a sales call. Like do what you need to do with that kind of stuff. But like no new cold outreaches this entire weekend. I want you guys to all think and improve and iterate and spend some time OODA looping. And then moving forward, instead of 40 daily outreaches, we're shrinking it down to 20, right? And then you're going to take that extra time to break down copy and spend more time actually physically practicing the copy that you do. I recommend, if possible, you guys with your 20, you make it personalized email 20. It's not necessarily going to be a giant mail merge. You might do that for the first couple while you're dialing in your subject line. But if you have a subject line, I want you to do more of a personalized one-by-one outreach, which should be a lot easier to do with 20. If possible, consider it. Consider this weekend as you're going through your OODA loop. I'm going to be answering questions. I'm going to be doing a few Q&A sessions this weekend as well to help you guys with this whole entire process, this shift. I think this is drastically going to improve the quality of your ability to write, which is going to drastically improve your ability to connect with people, and it's going to drastically improve your success inside this program. I think in this case, focusing your efforts down onto 20 is going to give you guys more power per interaction, more value per interaction, and it's going to give you a greater ability to stand out, be different. And I think that's all of those things are going to lead to your massive success. I had broad strokes idea of what I was going to present as far as the challenge and the change to the daily checklist yesterday. All last night, my subconscious chewed on the specifics of this. All last night. I woke up this morning, instant clarity, knew exactly what you guys need to do. So those are the changes. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be a massive upgrade to your guys' life and an upgrade to the system. It's going to take a little extra discipline. It's harder to quantify breaking down copy than it is to quantify how many emails you send out. So this is going to require you to stay dedicated, stay focused. And it's going to require you to manage your time effectively. You're going to have to block out each of these things and block out time for each of these new ideas inside of the daily checklist, inside of your daily schedule. So make sure you guys are doing that. We've got a super chat here. Let's take a look at it. So just want to say I appreciate you for putting in all the work for us. Have a good day, Andrew. Thank you. Just like you guys are OODA looping on the stuff that you guys are doing to reach out to clients, I'm OODA looping and improving on the things that I provide you guys. And there's probably nothing in this life, aside from my family, that gives me more satisfaction than spending time in here and helping you guys improve yourself, break through challenges, break through things that are holding you back, and step into a life full of freedom. When I see someone post new wins or start earning their first money online, or turn around and start earning more money than they're a doctor in their country, that kind of stuff makes me smile. So I'm happy to see that you guys are making progress and you guys are moving through this efficiently. And it's a fun thing for me to do. I'm happy to move through this. So again, I'll be here. I'll be doing Q&A sessions. I'll be answering stuff and answer the Ask Professor Andrew channel all weekend to help you guys with this transformation, help you guys as you think through this process. I'd help you check your work. I'm here to help you guys. I'll put all of my time and human energy possible into this so that you guys can be successful. Now, my friends, this is an amazing opportunity, right? The ability to detach from the rut that you may have been in for some time. And honestly, prospecting for 4 people a day, I've done it. I've done it for a long time. It's a slog, right? It's a grind, and it takes your time and your energy, and you have to sacrifice a lot of things to make it happen. And while that's good and while it's valuable, it's better for you at this stage to drop the number of outreaches you do and take that time and detach from what you're doing and see the changes you need to make, and then go back in and make the changes, right? If you're stuck inside of the world of prospecting for 40 and sending 40 every day, it's harder for you guys to be aware of the other things that are going on in your outreach and in your sales ability and your copywriting ability. And those are the foundation. Those are the things that are actually going to provide your success inside this program. So take this information and apply it. Take this weekend as a massive opportunity for you to detach and observe your current situation, observe what you've been doing, and be honest with yourself. The hard thing about this weekend for a lot of you is you're going to realize that the stuff you've been doing is terribly ineffective. And you're going to look at it and you'll be like, how was I writing this and sending this out? That's going to happen for a lot of you. And I want you guys to be kind to yourself. I want you guys to understand that it's part of the process. Don't judge yourself for the past. Just focus on the present and what you can do moving forward, right? Just learn from the past. Learn from the past, use it to apply it in the present so you can have an amazing future. My friends, this is a wonderful opportunity. Some of you are going to rise to the occasion this weekend and you're going to discover some major breakthroughs. Some of you, it's going to take a few longer time. Maybe it'll be Monday or Tuesday before it all clicks for you guys. But you guys are going to find new ways to reach out. new ways to interact. I'm excited to see the creativity that comes from you guys as you take this weekend to take your foot off the gas just for half a second, just long enough to decide where you're gonna steer, because this is gonna make you some significant evolutionary systematic changes in your entire outreach and your entire approach to life. So I'm going to be here answering you guys' questions. It's a good chance for you. I'll be literally going in and changing the daily checklist and making a summary of this inside of the announcements channel for everybody to read. Make sure that you tell all your friends inside of the Legion and everyone inside of the boot camp, all that fun stuff. Spread the word. Make sure everyone sees that. I don't know how many people actually checking out the announcements channel, so make sure you guys are doing that. This is going to be a fun weekend, and it's going to be a fun next couple of weeks as you guys apply these improvements. If you're in the Phoenix program, I'll be talking to you in a little less than an hour. Now, this has been a good call. I'm excited for this. I'll be there answering your questions. I will talk with you guys later, definitely tomorrow for the Power Up. Take care.